Shalom, brothers and sisters. So we've talked about Ukraine, we've talked about the Nazi situation, we've talked about everything you're not being told and how everyone's been manipulated with this whole situation. So Dr. Vernon Coleman and a bunch of others that he's been dealing with and working with highlight some facts about what is aid to Ukraine that corporate media have omitted to tell the public. Firstly, the United Nations Security Council has heard evidence that Ukraine is using Western arms to kill civilians. Okay? They've heard evidence. I'm not spreading anything, I'm telling you what they've discovered so far. Number two, small NATO countries are dumping old, dangerous military equipment and ammunition in Ukraine on the understanding that their rubbish will be replaced with new equipment and ammunition. Some of the equipment given to Ukraine was first made in the 60s in Vietnam. Some of it's really dangerous, bad for the environment. We've seen that too in previous articles. Many Ukrainians now believe that neo-Nazis are a big problem in their country, particularly in the military. It is, however, illegal for Ukrainians to mention this in their country. When Zelensky was asked about the neo-Nazis in the military, he replied, "They are what they are." That's a great approach to take to the problem. Facebook allows one neo-Nazi group to post on the site. Interesting. When the Americans were in Iraq, right, how all that went down, the breaking down, the things that disappeared, the rebuilding and everything, and the Iraqi people covering the cost of that and the reconstruction and still suffering. America is planning the same thing for Ukraine. I can't see how Biden is because he's not even compos mentis. The aim is to rebuild on or around 2030. Now that was interesting for me. Creating Ukraine as the world's first entire digital society. But for that to happen, they need to destroy all the infrastructure and start from scratch. It really isn't time with the way things are going. According to the excellent The Gray Zone, while the US Congress was arguing about America's massive national debt, the US paid off $4.5 billion of Ukraine's sovereign debt. So while struggling and arguing about their own, they paid off another country's debt. Also, according to The Gray Zone, in 2022 and 2023 alone, the Social Security Administration in the US sent millions of dollars to the Kiev government. In 2022 and 2023, US aid awarded $22.1 billion to Ukraine, though some of that money was sent to Ethiopia and Kenya. Oops. US aid has given $20 million to a variety of people, including a Toronto-based Ukrainian TV channel, a Polish think tank, and a group called ICUV, where the priority is, according to Henry Kissinger and CIA Director William Burns, a major provocation against Russia. Interesting. Again, with all of this out there and with all of this readily available to go find it yourself in the news, no one's going to see it because the media is going to keep just telling you what you need to be told and blowing up their story that they need to blow up and pushing that they are the heroes and the right in this. And again, I'm not defending Russia. Russia's going to get what's coming to it. God is going to deal with Russia. I'm saying don't believe what you read in your everyday media or are told all the time. That's absolute rubbish. You've got to see through the lies and be willing to look at all the facts that poke their unnecessary little heads out every now and then to be acknowledged. Keep looking up. God bless and shalom.